Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Y'all caught me in the office today. And I know you're like, you starting a video off in the office? You're not out there with the truck in the driveway? And I'm like, yeah, this one really kind of surprised me. I have got a good one for you today, guys. I really do. Y'all remember the video I did a few weeks back about adding CarPlay and the sync? It was a sync upgrade to my son's F150. Y'all remember that one right here? Yep. They're like, man, this is awesome. But we're still dealing with that 8-inch screen. And I'm like, yeah, man, would be nice to get a little bigger infotainment center. And I was like, let me reach out to this company, Carabc. Oh, God, hang on. That's right. Let me get the box in front of me here. There we go. So I reached out to this company called Carabc. Y'all see it right there, somewhere up there. Yeah, they were like, yeah, what do you need? And I said, well, we've got the 8-inch screen in the F150, you know, notorious for being small and hard to see. And I mean, granted, it's not the 4-inch screen. That's the worst of the worst. But the 8-inch screen could really use some improvement. So talked to the lady on the phone. Their customer service was awesome. Called them up, talked to them, and she was like, hey, we've got a full size that will fit in that dash. Comes with the new dash trim bezel, everything. And I'm like, man, that would be awesome. Send it on out. Okay, so I went and got a small table so I could sit this stuff on and just show you exactly what you're going to get with the kit. Like I said before, here's the instructions with pictures. Here's some little install tools, wiring. Here's some screws and clips. You've got your full infotainment center. Pops in. We'll have to install some clips. And you got your side pieces over here. You got more pieces right here with screws, some more screws. I like the fact that they send you a lower bezel for automatic climate control and a manual air conditioning. So depending on which one you have, they cover all the bases. Come out to the truck, and the first thing that we're gonna wanna do is pop this top piece out and gain access to the screws and remove this front faceplate. You want to take your plastic trim tools, gain access up under here, and pop this loose. All right, so you want to pop those 4 clips loose. Just move that out of the way, and you're gonna have 2 Torx bits. You may have a screw up here that has a socket on it, but mine has the T20 Torx. So you wanna loosen these. I go ahead and take both of them out. Careful not to drop them. You're just going to lift this speaker up. You've got a little clip on the back right here. You're going to push it in right here, pop it off. Next thing we're going to do is you got to pull up on this piece right here. So what I like to do, get this, and it pops, and you just work your way over just like that. All right, now we've got 2 more screws right here. We're gonna loosen these. All right, should be all the way out, and it should just pop straight up. Once we have that out of the way, you wanna be sure these clips don't pop off and fall down in there. So, and the next thing, we're gonna loosen and remove the 2, I think they're 7mm, yep. 7mm bolts right here for the faceplate. So now what we're going to do, once the 2 7mm bolts are out, you're going to sort of lift up and sort of pull back to you. just a little bit right there. Now we're going to take our trim tool and work around just like this. Work evenly on both sides. Pull this out. Now it's not going to come very far because you've got several wiring harnesses in the back that I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to release the clips to these wiring harnesses. On the back side here, you're going to take your fingernail and try to get in there. There's a little clip that is held in just like that. It's on the inside of both of these top two, just like that. It's not on the outside, it's really just on the inside. Next, we're going to drop down to the bottom here. You got two larger clips. That's for the climate control. Pop those loose as well. Now we got 6 7mm bolts on the sides of the 8-inch screen. Got to remove them. Next, we're going to drop down here and pull this passenger trim panel loose. Now on the driver's side, we're going to come around and there's a bolt right in there. We're going to remove that. Now you're going to pop this up right here on both sides. You got to get your fingers in here just like that, and use your tool if you need to. Just like this. Okay, so now we're going to pop these loose. You got 2 wire connectors on this side. It's got a little place right there. Push in and release this. You bring this out. You figure out where your little push pins are and release them. We're going to remove this. Disconnect your main wiring harness from the sync module. Last thing, this blue connector, push in, remove it. All right, so brought everything in, laid it on the bar. There's your old screen, dash plate, vents with trim. So here is the new, just like that. And what we've got to do next is flip this over and incorporate some electronics from this into this. Right now we're going to use a T10 Torx bit on the end of this screwdriver to remove this back plate to access the electronics inside. Now this thing should pop up. And we're going to start with this top plate up here first. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of the Torx screws right there. We're going to remove all 4 of those with the Torx bit right now. And you also want to be very careful around these boards, which have tiny electronics, and you've got this screwdriver. You don't want to scratch across it and tear any solder up, that sort of thing. So again, we're only working on this top board at the moment. This will come later. remove these ribbon connectors, just pull up on the little pieces right here and that thing will fall off, but doesn't matter. All right, got this just like that. I'll set it right there. Okay, and we're going to remove these. I'll set them right here. Remove this. I'm setting them up out of the way right here. Okay, remove this. Remove this. Now we want to take these 6 screws off, Torx bit. Okay, remove this one, this one, this one. All right, so we now have that loose. Now at the top of the panel, you want to release the 2 buttons you have. Those are your hazard and camera, I think, traction control buttons. So you just push the 2 tabs on the side and those buttons will pop out. You want to incorporate those into the new faceplate. Now we're going to install those buttons on top of the new faceplate. All right, just like we got that one put down in there, it only goes one way. Now you grab your knobs. If you've got it upside down, you want to make sure your knobs are on the correct side, so volume will go on your right, which will actually be on your left when it's flipped over. Place the knob down into the hole, and with light pressure it should click into place. Now we're going to do the other side. It drops on. There's little pegs that'll fit right in. So the next thing, we're going to take our rubber piece, put right there. Now we're going to cover this right in here. Next, we're going to use the supplied 3 by 10 millimeter screws. Now you got to put these 4 3 millimeter by 10 millimeter screws in the exact places that the instructions tell you, because you don't want the longer ones, because what will happen, it will come through the front of the face, and that's not good. So we're gonna put that down in there. This one right here. Right there. And the last one. Like I say, you pay attention to the instructions, and it highlights in red where the proper screws will go, and the baggies are labeled. Everything's well drawn out for you guys. It's really hard to mess up, but you still need to take your time. Now we've got 4 of the 3 millimeter by 16 that are going on the outside edges of the 3 by 10s we just put in. So I went ahead and put the screws down in there. These are the longer ones, and you can really tell, because if you drop the shorter ones down in these, they will not thread up. And you do not over tighten anything. These boards will break in a heartbeat. You just want to tighten it till it's tight. Just you can tell, just snug it up just a little bit. I wouldn't even recommend 2 hands on the screwdriver. Just 1 hand. All right, Just like that. You got one up in the corner right here. Just like that. Okay, so the next thing you want to put that rubber piece over the back side of the buttons. And mine actually never came off the back of the green board. So I'm not going to take it off of there to put it on here. Just leave it on there. So now we'll get everything fitted down right here correctly. Now I'm going exactly by their instructions. So it shows me exactly where to put the 3mm by 10mm. We're going to have 4 on this panel, and then I'm going to use 4 of the 3 by 16. So let's go ahead and start with the 3 by 10, and it shows us exactly where to put those. Okay. 3 by 10s go right here. Now we'll tighten them up. Now we're going to put the longer 3mm by 16 in here, 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 and here. There. 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 And there. That's the 3 by 16. Now we're going to tighten them down. Let's see, go to this one. Yeah, like I said, it's crucial you use the right screws in the right holes because the length does matter. It won't matter if you put the short length screw in the deep hole, it'll just spin around. But what matters is when you go to try to put that longer screw in the shallow hole, it's going to run right through that and poke out the front of the plastic. That's a big time no-no. So now we're going to sit this on here. There's 3 holes right there, and you've got 3 right here. There's a groove that will sit right up on there, and we're going to put the 2.6 by 10mm screws. There'll be 3 of them to be used to hold this on. Now you just want to take that ribbon with that connector, push your ribbon down in there, and that end connector, that white piece, will just pop right back down in there. Just like that. That connects the 2 boards together. So I know you're thinking, you're putting that ribbon connector back on there, and you're kind of like, this doesn't feel too secure with just those little white clips. They think of everything. They put this in the baggie, and this is like a tape that's made for electrical connectors in the green board. You'll cut it and you can put it right there on the ribbon connector, help secure it to the green board. They think of everything. All right, we're going to take this cover piece right here. Up here on the edges at the top, you're going to use 2 of the 3 by 10s. 4 of the 2.6 millimeter by 10 millimeters. So one final thing before we take this out to the truck, you're going to take your old head unit, flip it over. We're going to remove these 3 mounting screws and separate the brain unit from the old 8-inch screen. So now we're going to take that off. You just push that clip, pull that out. You won't use the factory screen, set that out of the way, but we will reuse the brain unit. So now we're going to set this just like this. It's got the 3 mounting screws, and we're going to mount it to this bracket right here. So we want to take our old panels and push these clips in on the back. And pull out. So we know this is passenger side. So this is going to go right here on the new faceplate till it clicks in. Around here at the back. You just feel around till you feel the little pins, and you pop them out just like that. I'll go ahead and set this one down just to show you. We'll make sure it lines up. Should go in just like a jigsaw puzzle. Now for the trailer assist knob, they give you this silver piece right here that you'll pop your knob out of your old panel and insert it right here, and then you will install it with 3 supplied screws. Next, we're going to put the plate in where the Sync 4 brain unit is mounted. So you want to put that where it's mounted in there. You hook everything up first, then it mounts in there. Don't make the mistake of having it mounted with the brain facing the unit, because it will hit. Has to go backwards in there where you can't see it when it's bolted down with the 7mm bolts. Got everything back together. It's just plug and play. Everything fits great. Check it out. All right, so let's start it up. And there we go. Check that 12-inch screen out. Huge difference. And to mount this, all we did was just push it right in here. Make sure all of our connections are secure over here. And then in behind, you've got the wiring harness. You'll take that wiring harness and it just tees in between the sync module and the new head unit. It's that simple. And just be sure you plug up your climate control. And as you can see, everything works on the climate control. What's so cool about it? Let's see, you can go to sync. You've got your climate control here. Everything works as it should. Pretty neat. I've got the volume down right now because we don't want any copyrights. But you can go to your FM, AM. You've got all your sources right here. I think it's pretty cool. Apple CarPlay. Got your maps. So I'm sitting here just thinking about something. This is the only company that I know of that actually offers the 12-inch screen for your 2016 and up F-150s. Now, there's another company I know of that offers it with the Sync 4 package and all that stuff, and it's like thousands of dollars. We don't want that. You've already got a nice Sync 3.4 installed on the truck. 3.4 is awesome. You just want the larger screen. That's what this company offers. Can't be beat. Hands down, one of the best on the market. Carabc. Links below, guys. Y'all check them out. Let's connect. I'll catch y'all later. See ya.